There's no escaping this for me. It doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter what I think or what anybody else says to me. I will always want to do this, so I'm just going to do it. I'm just gonna do it. Like, I have no other option. It's either I do this or I spend the rest of my life wishing that I did this. And how I feel about YouTube right now is exactly how I feel about so many different aspects of my life. This video is, it's not just me reintroducing myself, because that's one of the things it is, right? It's me also just dipping my toe back into the YouTube pool. So kind of just getting comfortable with filming myself again, because I haven't done that in a long while. It felt scary to do that. It was terrifying actually. And that, I know that sounds dramatic, but there was a time I genuinely felt like I couldn't do it. It felt physically impossible. Part of the reason why was my own internal beliefs and self-doubts and, criticism. But it was also because of things that other people had said to me that made me feel discouraged, to be honest, and just made me feel like maybe this wasn't really for me, because obviously I was still in the beginning and I was still new, so of course my stuff wasn't perfect. I'm now at a point where I know myself and I know that, like me, I'm a yapper. I'm delusional enough to believe that people want to hear what I have to say, and whether that's true or not, whether it's actually the reality or not, it's up to you to decide. I really don't care. In my reality, people want to hear what I have to say, and so I'm going to talk, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And well, for today, for now, what I'm going to be doing is basically kind of laying out like a map where I am mentally. So this video is just basically mentally I'm here, right? So like just giving you an idea of where my mind has been. And lately I've been thinking about the way I'm being pulled in so many different directions, and I want to do everything, and so I feel paralyzed. Literally, I feel like I can't move because I'm being pulled in every direction in terms of art. I've always been a very creative person. I've always loved the arts. I love dancing. I love making music. I love film. I love painting, drawing, anything along those creative lines. I really, really enjoyed taking part in, and I'm always inspired. Like every day, every single day, something will inspire me and make me feel like, wow, I want to make something like that. I want to make something that resonates with other people the way that art, that work resonated with me. But it's difficult for me to choose because I'm just like, what if I pick one thing? And because, okay, obviously I'm not A1 at each and every one of those things. Like, yes, I'm multi-talented, but I'm not the best of the best in those things. And for me to become, and it's not a thing where I'm trying to become the best of the best. First of all, I'm in STEM. Like, that's where I've studied, that's where my career is likely going to be. But I'd be lying to myself and I'd be lying to everybody around me if I pretended, or if I denied that art was going to be a major part of my life, whether that's in terms of my career or just my lifestyle, the way I live, right? Like, art is going to be a part of my life, regardless of whether I'm a scientist or whatever it is I'll be. That being said, I it would require basically resources like time, money, energy, whatever, especially the time factor, to become good at these things. So for me, as much as I believe that making bad art is good, in fact, it's essential. You have to make bad stuff, right? Like for you to come up with the good stuff, you have to make bad art. And I'm okay with that. But it's like I want something good to come out of that. And for something good to come out of that, I have to make art a lot. I have to um indulge in these things a lot. I have to engage in these things a lot and I have to invest time. And I'm not sure how much time I have. I don't know if it's humanly possible to do all the things. Maybe it is, but as far as I'm aware, it's not. So why I feel stuck is because I'm terrified of picking one or two niches, one or two things, and then feeling like I'm missing out in the other areas. So like I should have picked the other areas. So if I invest time in doing music, for example, and then I realize, oh wait, I actually would have loved to be an actor. Like I would have loved to write for films or for games. I would have loved to be an animator or whatever. That's something that I'm scared of happening. And so in that sense, that keeps me stuck because I'm so focused on what if I miss out on this other thing. And by the way, if you've come here looking for a solution, I don't have one. I'm so sorry. If you know what to do about this, please let me know because I myself am still figuring it out. But like I feel even more out of it because I'm like, okay, I want to dabble in this, I want to dabble in that. Like I've been drawing the past couple of weeks, and a couple of months ago I was painting. I've also picked back up the violin, and that's been interesting actually with the violin because back I had done it before and then I stopped. So when I was doing it before, I was more in a more formal training sort of situation. So I was doing lots of classical music and I had structure and I had teachers who kind of guided me in that sense. Like I didn't have much creative freedom, but now I have the creative freedom, but it's a lot. Like there's so much to discover and there's so much to do to a point where it becomes overwhelming because I don't know which direction to take because there's so much I could possibly do. But that aside, what I'm trying to say is I feel like I'm trying to put this in a way that makes sense. I feel like I'm not doing it justice, but I'm gonna try. Regardless of what I decide I'm going to do, all I know is that the me factor has to be a part of that. The me factor has to be in it. Like even in my YouTube videos, I can't say for sure what topics I'm going to be discussing or what I'm going to be doing or showing or presenting in my videos, or what is going to be there without a doubt. The difference between me before back then, my videos back then, and me now is that I'm more willing to be authentic, even if it's scary. I'm not saying that I wasn't authentic before. I'm just saying that in this, from this point forward, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to compromise on that. It feels like my whole life I've been compromising. I've been compromising on what I want to do, who I am, how I want to express myself. I don't want to do that anymore. I can't do it anymore. For me, as long as whatever I've put out is up to my standard, it's something that I would enjoy to watch. It's something that I feel is good enough for me. That's all that matters. And that's the mentality that I'm embracing and engaging in from this point forward. I'm much more willing now to disappoint other people if it means I'm doing what I know is best for me. And that includes what the content I post and create. I'm not willing to sacrifice um, my authenticity in order for people to like what I do, in order to not be cringe. To be cringe is to be free. And if me having fun and doing what I really like is cringe, then so be it. At least I'm free. You're not cringe, but you're in a prison that you've made in your mind. Nobody has the keys except for you. For me, I've decided to emancipate myself. I've emancipated myself from the mental slavery of not doing what it is I really want to do just because I'm afraid of what other people will think or because I don't feel like it sometimes. or because I don't look the way I think I'm supposed to look when making content. Like, enough of that. Like, that is so done. That's so old. I don't think I'm going to do this whole doodling and talking thing again because it's starting to look weird. Like, I can see the stark difference between when I was talking and when I wasn't. Oh, and another thing, the reason I bring up resonance and me resonating with the things that other people create, the reason I want to become good at, I want to pick an art and become good at that specific thing is because I want to be able to express myself in a way that feels genuine to me, in a way that feels like practice, in a way that feels like I know what I'm doing, and this is the best way I could show you who I am and how I feel. So in that art, whatever it is, whether it's a painting or it's a film or it's a song or whatever it is, choreography, whatever it is, I want it to feel like this is the best this is the best way I can show you how I feel or who I am through this piece of art. For me, it's not just about putting out something and people be like, oh, you're so good, oh, you did so great, oh, here's an award, or it's not about that. That would be nice, but it's not about that. For me, it's about someone feeling seen and feeling understood because they receive that art that I put out and they feel like, wow, I feel the exact same way, or wow, this person has put it in a way that has put how I feel in a way that just makes sense through like this art. It feels like me, it feels, and I want someone to resonate with my work the same way I resonate with other people's work, and in that way I want them to feel seen, I want them to feel understood, I want them to feel heard, I want them to know that there's somebody out here who gets it, because that person will get it. If that When that person gets it, when that person feels understood and heard and seen, I feel seen. I want the people that gravitate towards my work to understand me on that level because they feel like I understand them on that level as well. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm trying my best to put it in words. And this is why art is important, right? This is why we need the creatives. For them to express these things that we feel in ways that sometimes words can't, but also words can. Like, this is why we have writers. Writers put in words those feelings that we struggle to express. Painters put in, they paint the feelings we struggle to express. Musicians make music and put in sounds and vibrations, the things we struggle to express. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create an outlet for these things that I feel and the way that I am, and in the hopes that somebody out there feels like, yeah, that's how I feel, and you get me. And I'm like, oh, you get me because you resonate with what I've put out. That would be the most fulfilling thing I could get out of life. It's like, it's a service, it's an act of service, and that's what I'm aiming for. And I want my acts of service to be the best quality that they can be. So not in comparison to anybody else's works or art, or although I'd love to, of course, be, accolades are nice, recognition is lovely, but at the end of the day, I want my work to be something that's also timeless and classic, and something that people can always go back to. And somebody in like the year 3000 will like maybe observe it by some miracle and be like, wow, they got it. Even back then, every human being aims to feel understood and seen and heard. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you look like, who you are. You want to feel. That is human nature. It's human nature. And I refuse to deny that part of myself. I refuse to lock away the part of me that wants to feel seen and wants to feel understood. Everybody has different ways of exploring that, of achieving this. For me, it's going to be through the arts because it's the one way I've felt connected to other people more than anything else ever in my life. When I'm listening to music with somebody, with other people, with somebody else, or when I'm singing or dancing with other people, or when we're watching a film and we're having discussions and we're diving deep into like the in between the lines, and or when we creating art together, or like drawing or painting with someone, or drawing somebody. Like for me, those have been the moments when I've felt really and truly connected on a soul like level. That's when I felt the most human. That's when I felt like a real person. Like it made me feel like, okay, I'm actually not like we're human beings. We're really in this. Like we're here together. Like it just grounds me, and that's something that's a feeling that I want to evoke in other people. I want other people to feel connected because of things that I've created. Ultimately, that's what I want out of my life, because I know what it's done for me. Those are the moments when I feel alive. Those are the moments when I feel like, yes, this is what life is about. I realized like if I can't do that, there's no point of me doing anything. I had to point that out. I had to make that very clear. Is my reasons for doing this. The reason why I feel so strongly about um being able to do something meaningful, because I know what I want. It's about deciding what I'm going to, it's making a choice, making a decision regarding which fields I'm going to pursue first, how much time I'm going to invest in them, and how exactly I'm going to present like my outcomes, and like have outputs and have something to show for what I've been doing. If you want, you can stick around. I have a lot more stuff coming up. I guess I'll see you in the next one.